Hey, everybody. Everything's fine. I'll start with that. God, I missed my meeting with Kate this morning. I didn't get on here. Um, the shaman's been all fucking weird. Uh, like we're having those dips, but at any rate, I'm pretty sure I was just woken up last night to see so much is happening all at once this week. It's really one of those everything everywhere all at once weeks. But anyway, I had to go back to sleep this morning. So that's why I didn't get on here and why I also missed Kate again. Um, but really tap into your flow state right now because we are in we're in a moment in time and the time algorithm where strict adherence to your own flow is very vital. It would be very easy to get swept up in the wrong direction or in chaos or whatnot. So just keep listening to yourself. Um, so, and I'm having these weird like I feel like there's splinters on my body, but there's nothing. Very strange. So woken up last night by the team to check out the coronagraph, which you saw probably, or if you didn't, you will. That an angel commented. They took a look at it as well. So last night we only had the immediate live feed of the coronagraph, so I could only see that there was time missing and then a real quick little bloop. Um, and then this morning on the long chronograph, it's all there and you can see this emission. And another thing that lately has come up, someone sent me not too long ago, is you may have seen it already, but the image of the sphere sucking energy out of the sun. And the thing is they have it backwards. It's coming from the sun. It's launching from the sun. They just don't understand what they're saying. So what we saw in the coronagraph is another one of those. And what makes me so sure about this is that they look like no other thing that happens on the sun almost every time. Initially, there's footage missing on the coronagraph. I don't know if it's because their launch process kind of disrupts the feed a little bit, or if NASA's intentionally fucking with things, which after watching Disclosure twice while I was awake in the middle of the night, pretty sure it's the latter. um, I think maybe it's being manipulated a little bit so that it doesn't look quite so much like, damn, what was that? As a matter of fact, I should compare the one I got last night to the one I downloaded today, and see if I notice any differences in clarity of the image that I had. So I watched the whole Disclosure conference with Stephen Greer, including Q&A. Highly recommend the Q&A at the end. I know it's long. Chunk it down into pieces if you can't watch it all at once, but you really, really need to. One interesting thing, one of the whistleblowers is talking about quantum entanglement and a neutrino array that is capable of causing earthquakes. So that, whether it's a combination of space weather factors or we're doing it to our own fucking selves, but not we, but like this shadow corporation of the military industrial complex that is building things. I know I sound like you're probably like, yeah, she's finally becoming a conspiracy theorist. Here's the shocker. I always have been, but I was raised by a person who was there and involved. And if you watch the Greer conference, you will understand why I have mostly kept my mouth shut my whole life. And not that I'm saying I have some earth-shattering whistleblower evidence thing I can give them, because I don't, because my grandmother told me as little as possible, just enough to scare the fuck out of me. So I would keep it to myself until I didn't have to anymore. Um, so quantum entanglement, there's stuff in that that is validating about the quantum entanglement. There's stuff in there that is validating about the tectonic plates stabilization and the earthquakes and the capacity for chain events. Um, then in the meantime, what I got out of watching this, it's a lot to unpack. So I don't even know how I could summarize it right now, but I just wanted to tell you about it, encourage you to watch it, and then maybe we'll pick it apart as we go forward. But for our purposes, um, it validates for me what I have always known to be true. And I'm realizing as I'm talking, it's probably going to make me cry a little because when I was growing up and more stuff about UFOs, UAPs, back then it was UFOs, back then it was abductions and grays. And, even today, that, and I'm not saying those experiences aren't happening to those people. I always believed they were happening. I just didn't believe that it was aliens. And basically, pretty much right. And the majority of sightings that we have of craft are really our own shit that we've built, man-made stuff, which I don't think is news to anybody. But I hadn't, I kind of hadn't let myself go that far in my thinking because I had other things to do. But I hadn't really let my brain go all the way to the place where there's a corporation who builds this stuff and then pretends to be aliens abducting us so that um, should the actual aliens who, to be honest, sometimes I wonder why they haven't just kicked our asses already, but it's because they are more highly evolved than we are. So of course, that would not be their response. And they're smart enough to understand that we're probably just going to fuck ourselves over before we have far reaching consequences, except for the part where we have graduated to awareness of quantum entanglement. That makes us a danger far outside of our own solar system. But the thing to know about that is the real aliens, they don't have to come Independence Day us. They don't have to come blow everything up to stop us from hurting ourselves and the rest of the universe. So, that's not something that I'm saying we need to be afraid of, but I have always known in my heart that the actual beings that I have talked to, seen, come in contact with in my life, and from what my grandmother told me, that um, the aliens weren't what we should be afraid of, and that they, everybody wants to come, oh, there's got to be something out there that just wants to. No, that's our bullshit. That's our violent bullshit creating this drama out there in the universe because we're so fucking egotistical and violent as a species down here, or have been in the human experience. And so it makes my heart both break and feel relieved and happy at the same time. Because it makes me sad. Here we are fucking around with these technologies we don't understand and downing these visitors who are really just here to help us. That makes me sad. But it makes me grateful to have validation that what I have always known to be true is most likely true. Um, and I would love to know what the space isn't real people are saying right now. Um, so I'll be putting up some stuff once I've processed this a little more and gathered my thoughts about action items we can do to help make this movement spread because it has to. It absolutely has to. Uh, because you can't even blame our government because the majority of the government doesn't even know what these fuckers are doing. And that is a conspiracy. They are the reptilians. They are the dark forces. They're the conspiracy. They're the world domination. They're the everything. These corporations that are playing with these technologies and using them against us, using them to keep us poor and dependent on fossil fuels and chasing our own tails. So, the purpose of this movement is to bring this all from our country and others, because we're not the only country who's had our hand in the cookie jar of alien technology. Um, bring it to the international court because what they're doing, these corporations, one of them is Raytheon, but I'm sure there's others. It's just one of the names I remember. They're crimes against humanity. They're absolutely crimes against humanity. Uh, and then in the meantime, let me back it up a bit for those new here. And one thing, if you'd like to experiment with it, because we know how to do grid work and we know how to do remote viewing and we know how to do a lot of things in here, is to start implanting a conscience and an awareness of what they're doing to the people who are with the corporations and doing the work, because that could actually work. You just need enough people inside their secret whatever to open their mouths or to refuse to do what they're being ordered to do, for this to change and for the lid to be blown off of it. And that was the first thing I thought of was we need to communicate with the man-made ships and talk to them, talk to their energy field, their consciousness, their heart space, um, and try to start getting through to them because they only get away with what they do because they have people who are willing to do it. Kind of like any other genocidal movement, right? I don't need to name them off for you. So remote viewing. Part of the reason I grew up not being allowed to and discouraged from talking about being psychic or anything like that is that my grandmother was recruited for remote viewing programs. And initially she was like, okay. And then once she understood what was happening, what they were trying to do, she refused. And um, thankfully, she had some personal friendship and contacts with JFK. He used to come eat at her father's restaurant, and he and oh gosh, I'm trying to think of some of the other big Hollywood stars. It would be like movie stars, politicians, all just hanging out on his back pier of the restaurant, smoking cigars, drinking scotch, bare feet on tables. So I think because of that, she was able to get herself extracted from that before she was somehow trapped in it. But because of her abilities, she knew that they would know that I had abilities. And like everything I'm saying right now, she told me for years. She died when I was 21, 22, 22, I think. But, you know, I grew up knowing that the government was behind all the crap, or not the government, but the shadow government shadow companies. Basically, they're companies that get away with stuff because they threaten everybody into silence or kill them when they open their mouths. Now, they're not even going to notice me, right? So I'm not afraid anymore. Um, and I haven't been for a long time, but I knew that we weren't there yet. There wasn't enough information yet. There weren't enough whistleblowers yet. I hadn't evolved enough yet to be uh, talking about all this. So yeah, my mind's a little blown right now, and I really just wanted to hop on and let you all know that, in case your minds are a little blown or they're about to be. Um, I will definitely be studying the neutrino array in Antarctica quite a bit more. And there's a few other things um, that I will be doing scientific research on uh, because the intuitive stuff right now is just like a radio station in my head that's on all the time. I can turn it off, thankfully, but it's not like I have to make an effort. And um, they're feeling tremendous gratitude to this project and to those who are looking up, you know, those who are not ignoring the thing. And they see what's happening and how this can potentially move things in a direction that won't require them to intervene in any sort of a way, which uh, breaks the heart of the universe. So, no matter what, we're going to be okay. That's something you should know. Like, there's, you know, all of this coming out. This is why we need to keep talking about it, even if people think we're fucking crazy, because you know why? The more everybody's talking about it, and the more Congress and uh, Washington is talking about it, the more people are digging into this, the more military folks are coming out and telling the truth and whistleblowing, the less they can get away with. It's just that simple, you know? Yeah, I guess that's it for now. That's enough. I did get some more sleep, but I'm definitely feeling like my mind is just spinning because I knew we had fucking anti-gravity. I knew it. I knew we, I just knew it. I knew it. I absolutely knew it because I saw it. But, we aren't in a place in society where any of us remote viewers or psychics can just go, well, I saw it. You know what I mean? Like, there needs to be evidence. So, bless all of these people coming forward and braving this whole thing because it's a lot. So, I love you all. And I will hopefully be a little more normal tomorrow. God, am I ever normal though? But wow. So the link will be below this in this post for this video. I'm going to go ahead and upload this one to YouTube, and I may actually share it with some people outside of the Patreon because I feel like that's what we need to do. But in the meantime, we will gather just a little bit of information so it's easy for you to email some letters to people. And even if you're not a political person, the thing you need to understand is this is beyond politics. This is a revolution where for once the government may actually be a part of it and on our side. Do you know what I mean? So take heart and know that all the crazy thoughts, and I say crazy meaning at times in your life, you probably thought people are going to think I'm crazy. They're not crazy. And we're going to find out more and more and more just how not crazy we've all been. I love you.